Why Bitcoin is a threat to central banks. Bitcoin has taken the world by surprise with its decentralization and latest technology. This cryptocurrency's fame has put many of the traditional banks and other financial institutions in fear. Hello everyone and welcome back to our YouTube channel, where you're kept up to date about the latest and most interesting news about the world of cryptocurrencies. Today we'll be talking about how central banks have started to consider Bitcoin as a serious potential threat, what they've been doing to stop this threat. The question was first brought to attention in 2009 when the first digital currency was introduced. This was due to the introduction of Bitcoin, which is a cryptocurrency that has brought numerous changes to the world today and gained a lot of importance. For those of you who don't know, cryptocurrencies are digital currencies that do not belong to any bank or government. Without the use of intermediaries, a digital medium of exchange ensures the confidentiality, dignity, and balance of your statements. What's the best way to get it? Thanks to the so-called Bitcoin miners. They are the ones in charge of verifying all transactions made with a particular cryptocurrency anywhere on the planet. These cryptocurrencies gave way to the Internet of Value as the exchange is made in the form of value of the cryptocurrency rather than the money. The introduction of Bitcoin meant no more intermediaries such as a bank, which helped to reduce transaction costs and save time to a great extent. So if Bitcoin is such a great asset, why are banks all around the world threatened by its existence? Even though central banks are the ones in power in most countries, they've attacked Bitcoin on multiple occasions. In 2018, central banks decided to act against cryptocurrencies to make sure that they do not undermine the trust of people in banks. The Bank of France warned people about Bitcoin, saying, "Bitcoin is in no way a currency or even a cryptocurrency. It is a speculative asset. Its value and extreme volatility have no economic basis, and they are nobody's responsibility." All of this leads us to believe that the central banks fear losing control of the global payment system, as there are no intermediaries required to make transactions when operating with Bitcoins. This would mean an end to the banking system. Many have also argued that Bitcoins will lead to a more unsafe system where money laundering and financial support for terrorism can be generated. However, has been opposed by many as Bitcoin is based on a blockchain technology that provides complete transparency of the transactions, and therefore the sender and receiver are not kept in the dark. As far as hacking is concerned, the decentralized network of Bitcoins allows no one to control it is secured through a two-factor identification process. Another reason why Bitcoin is the threat to the central banks is that it might put an end to the cash. This is one of the greatest reasons why banks have spoken against Bitcoin. The situation is almost similar to the time when newspapers started to shift online because of the advent of the internet, and the traditional newspapers did not believe that this would be of any use. This leads us to the same scenario over here, where Bitcoins are here to stay and the central banks are still in denial of its success. As Bitcoin is peer-to-peer, it is one of the greatest threats to banks as they lose all the power they had. The owner of Bitcoins or Bitcoin miners is just ordinary people compared to the heads of the central banks who control the power to affect the economy of a country. However, Bitcoin, the most famous cryptocurrency, has moved from the margins of finance to being embraced by major investors, businesses, and even cities. The $1.5 billion bets by Tesla have pushed Bitcoin to new highs of nearly $50,000. And the Facebook-backed digital currency Diem, formerly known as Libra, is also diverting a lot of attention to it. However, not all banks are against the idea of adapting to change. Some of the banks have supported the idea of Bitcoins and have started to integrate the technology. Other central banks have found out ways to survive in the new world by introducing digital currencies, which are the equivalent of cash. This will enable the central banks to take advantage of the digital payment system technology and at the same time give the holders of the currency a direct claim on the central bank. As the CBDCs will be backed by central banks, it'd be risk-free and allow people to make payments online. Let's see what the future may hold for both Bitcoins and the central banks. Until then, stay tuned for more updates and don't forget to subscribe to my channel.